I came to Dubai as a single mom, as you know, with my 2 kids. And it was a hell of a journey.
After all, she nowadays, after staying with me here for one full year, a little longer even, she says nowadays that she has 2 homes.
I'm not an ordinary mom. So I always told the kids, I gave them a lot of liberty. However, the most priority that priority was always good grades. My advice to people is always like, don't dwell on the why, but then focus on how to solve it, because that's what life wants you to learn.
Yeah.
And today, I think life is giving you things or throwing you some things along your life, because for something you have to learn and to prepare for something better.
How do you evaluate if some is good or not so good?
So usually they find me through referrals, or they find me through my website or through LinkedIn. I think the biggest source or the most clients I get through referral. People have worked with me and have heard of me, or LinkedIn, to be very honest. And then usually I ask them to give me a short company profile. I always look, what do they do with their home market? Because that's, and also the nature. Like, for example, linen, I had a company, they do linen, they work a lot with linen, like linen bedding and whatever. And they assume that linen will work here very well. But because we are very clean and very like it needs to be like super luxurious, often linen, it's hard to sell. So the potential is rather limited. So when they send me their company profile, I do a very short, brief evaluation. And then I give them a first indication back what I think is the potential of the market. And then from there, the conversation starts. So that's my pre-work I have to do, because otherwise I can't say if it's working or not working. Some things like, for example, lingerie or so, I had one swimwear brand from Austria, but the swimwear was more like a combination between lingerie and swimwear. So like it was laces, but then the lining was like kind of a nude. So I told her, if you go in a public swimming pool, like even in a 5-star hotel, and it looks like you're half nude, they will not allow you to wear it, to be very honest. And it doesn't fit into the culture. And then there is where I give very early feedback. And then in that case, actually, they didn't listen. They spent a lot of money, and then they wrapped it after like 3/4 of a year, and like lost a lot of money, and they just didn't do it. But I said to her, it's not going to work. It's not the right product for this market. Then also, like, for example, many want to have like food coming in, and then the challenge is not the registration, but often is the distribution. And also if you go into distribution, how much intake margin do you need to give the distributor? Because then also the distributor wants to earn some money and the retailer wants to earn some money. So the brand's margin becomes very small unless they deal with a high price ticket product or high volume. And that's where, again, very early I can give them indications, and can see the readiness.
Yeah.
If their margin they have, it would allow them to expand into the market or not, and otherwise, but there's also other ways. For example, I offer the service that they can trade under my trade license to test the market, so because I have a general trade license. So then I can do the listing for them against a small fee. And I'm very transparent. They can see how does the market respond and so on and forth. So I'm not the distributor per se, but I can help them open doors and whatever, so they can get a feeling of the market. So that's another service I can offer.
Very good.
So I'm very flexible.
Actually,
exactly.
Not to set up the whole environment, but to have like kind of a trial period.
Correct.
On actually making a good decision whether it's a sustaining.
Sustainable business. So we can do pop-up stores.
Exactly.
I can do online listing, and we trade under my trade license, and they get full transparency for that. And then if they can see, okay, we have like 100,000, 500,000 euros turnover, then I help them to transition into their own company. So I help them and advise them with obviously also resources to what kind of business they can set up. And then we transition the brand from me to the own company.
Yeah.
So it's like full, like 360-degree service. It depends what they want. So I offer all the options. And I think there is nobody in the market really who does that. You know, you have lots of consultants, you know, but they don't offer that they can trade on their own trade license, you know. So that's which is a little bit also my USP.
Very good. What is the most awkward product that you ever was contacted with? A product, or they wanted to trade with you, or wanted the consultancy? What is the most
awkward, which I get a lot, is like financial services. Which they want me to give like lead generations and whatever from like cryptocurrency and whatever. I totally step away from that. I don't want to be associated, because I don't want to go to my network, because, you know, my reputation here, I think it's again something, you know better than I do. I think here in the region, more than anywhere in the world, your business is based on relationship.
It is very much so. And you are in the desert, and you need a lot of more water to send out your entrepreneurial caravan. And you cannot do this by yourself. And if you do not network, and if you do not foster your network, and you do this very good.
But it's a relationship you build.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now anything I need, I can call people, vice versa. So that's where it's coming from, you know, that we all support each other.
Yeah.
In here. And it comes also again with the 2 years. So most of my network doesn't, like, they're very conscious of working with people or companies if they're not referrals, which are younger than 2 years. So this is where the strength as well comes from. You know, if I come and I say, look, I really recommend this person or this company, you would trust me because based on our trust we have built.
Exactly.
And not based on the company.
Yeah.
So I think has so much weight. Much more weight than anywhere else, you know, because you have a lot of crooks as well. Let's be honest. You have a lot of new people coming in. They tell you they can do the world, but then in reality, they take your money and they run away.
Yeah. And I find this in the market something also very unique, that people who are longer here take much more longer to make business with you because of this.
Correct.
And you have to have a lot of more water to send out of your caravan.
Or you have someone who refers you. Would you not say that that's a difference? Because
it's half of the rent, but still it is not full. If you get a referral, but still people are very hesitant.
Yeah.
If you say, how long are you here?
Yeah.
You answer 1 year or even less, then it's really rare that they make really big business with you. They maybe some small things to test, but it is something that you have to face and to understand here in Dubai, that because of it is a transition market and a country where people are maybe have it as a step towards a new era or a new country per se, and that's the outcome of it. But coming back to the question, what was your awkward product that you had?
I don't have really.
No condoms, nothing like.
No. Funny enough, never. No, this is why I say only financial services.
Okay.
That's the only people ask me to help, you know, but anything else, even, you know, I work with sensor company, you know, Janica, I told you, the energy efficiency sensors I've been working with. I've been working with hydrogen, you know, I've been working with melt blown. So I'm also in different industries, you know, so it's not just retail and fashion and food and whatever. So there is, as long as I know it's a good product, And that's for me relevant. So this is why coming back again, I always look what they do in their home markets. If they're not strong in their home markets, it doesn't work here. So they have to build up their home market, their strengths there before they come here. And there is nothing awkward, literally. It's like I had one, they do like these screen protectors. But then they were not very serious people either, They come from, they're successful in Germany and they wanted all my resources and then not pay for it, and to open the doors and then making business behind my back. You very quickly understand that, and then you step back, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And there's also no return.
There's no return. Yeah. There's no business with an ex-client when it's coming out like that. Yeah.
Because it's trust.
Yeah, it is.
And it's trust, and it's also what you have built up. It's your capital.
And you harm with this yourself in the end if you still go for it. Yeah, but you mentioned you are in different industries. Not only retail. So then if you don't have an awkward product, what is the most wow product for you when you say, okay, this is a product I really wanted to work here. This is a product I really have fun myself with to bring it to the Middle East. What do you have that?
Look, what I would love to do, which I have tried to do, which was not successful, is, in Germany we have Müller and DM, like these kind of drugstores, where you can buy like the Boots in UK. Yeah. They're not here. That concept doesn't exist. I understand why.
Why? Tell us.
Because coming back to the ingredients. Because many of the ingredients in those products are like, for example, let's use biotin. Often they have like, let's say 2,650 micrograms in the formula, but the maximum is 2,500. Yeah. So they would need to change their formula just for this market. And there's many products, and every single product needs to be registered. So the process to get all those products registered, it takes a lot of time. And then many of them you will not even get approved. Yeah. So that's why you find pharmacies are very strong here. Yeah. Look at all these big pharmacies. As well as supermarkets, because we're so strict and regulated. Vice versa, also when you look at the positive side, any product you buy here, it's safe. Because I know when I did my collagen and the gummy bears, for every single product you need laboratory testing, third-party laboratory testing. They check the formula, all the ingredients, all the claims. They're like super, super strict for any product going to be registered here. So it's actually safe to buy product here, so for that reason. But it's like, I would love to help DM and whatever, but they would need time and money.
Yeah. I had one time an entrepreneur who says to me, can you please open up a DM in Dubai? I give you 1 million. I was like, which currency?
Yeah.
Currency?
No, but DM doesn't want to. I contacted Müller. I contacted DM. They're not interested to expand.
As I love Fisherman's Friend, I contacted Fisherman's Friend. Why are you not here? Where can I get you? And it's like they don't plan it. Yeah. They are not interested.
No.
I don't know the exact reasons, if it's changing formulas or packaging or whatsoever. But we also have to accept this.
I have another good example. Rittersport, for example. I try to work with Rittersport here, but the melting point of the chocolate it needs to be very different here. And because they only produce outside of the UAE, if there's like a very slight difference in the temperature, immediately the chocolate gets white and spoiled.
Wow.
So they tried it before, and some of the deliveries, they had to be destroyed because they got, like, the heat in the summer. Yeah. In the minute there's like one small transition.
If there's one door open on any kind of the delivery change, then
because I think Rittersport would work amazing.
Yes,
there's a lot of German products I would love here. Nimm zwei, Endion for Fisherman's Friends.
It's not German.
I know.
But
But so I'm like, there's many brands. I would love to be like May Body Wears, it's a really nice brand, and like the amazing European brands, which I think
they would even be so helpful here.
Very successful.
Yeah,
They're going to be very successful here. So I think there's many international brands who have a huge potential here. I think still companies are worried about the barriers of entry. But that's where I come in.
Yeah.
Where I can help to really bring down the barriers of entry, because I'm very clear, I'm very open, very transparent. I can give all the intel they need to make a educated decision, if or if not, that's the right market. But I definitely believe it is a huge market.
I'm going to make sure that we're going to put everything in the show notes, that people get in contact with you to bring even more products here that we love or you love. And then we get in contact with, everybody can have it easy to get in contact with you. Heike, I wanted to know, where do you see in the next 5 years?
Myself?
Yes.
Here. I love it here. And, I just turned 57 last January. And so I'm like...
As I am not looking like 5.0, you also don't look like 5.7.
No, but I think for the next 10 years, I still have a lot in my mind. I just, that's the beauty. I do what I love, and I love what I do. So every day I don't see as work. It's really my passion. Yeah. I love it so much.
Mine too.
And so there is so much more I want to do. I want to grow. I want to expand. I want to help brands. And I just, it's like I don't know what I would do just sitting at home.
Yeah.
It would not. It inspires me to use my brain. It inspires me to help companies. I have at the moment a really amazing client. And I've been working with them like for 3 months now, and the impact I have made is like on the bottom line. You literally, like, numbers can show. It makes me so proud,
Oh, wow.
It is so satisfaction, and that's what is driving me. That's the fuel for my engine to keep me going every single day. So I just really, really love what I do.
Very
and
good.
People like you, working together. No, I would love to have more projects with you. Already we have so many collaborations, but imagine we would open together DM Market and Jane.
Get yourself seatbelts on.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. Heike, I wanted to ask you something. As I'm much into spirituality, I know that you have entered into these vibrations a little bit more often. I remember this one week that I initially mentioned that we met so often, I told you also, hey Heike, I'm a Theta healer. I also do Theta healing. I was like, okay. I know that this is existing, but I don't believe in this. It was like kind of, you had kind of a barrier. But then somehow it changed, and I know we was at this one event, Mind Valley. It was a lot about energy, and tell us a little bit your new viewings about that, your new opinion about what has maybe changed in terms of energy, in terms of spirituality within you. Because I think also it is something that happens to moms that have outworked themselves much, because they don't look inside, they look so much outside. And once you are on that place of your life where you have an empty nest, you frame things different. I only can say this happens to me on the time when I left Germany. That was much my shift, a little bit before, but much I developed it much in this time area. But I would like to know when you had another point of view or angle to look at it.
So I think I had initial change of mind when I was 40, where I neglected a lot of gut feeling. And my brain was dominating my decisions, and I didn't listen or into energy,
Mm-hmm.
which brought me in lots of trouble in some sort of way, mainly related to business. And I think that was the realization that I have to listen more to my gut feeling, which brought me back to the gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're right with, imagine like working with my job with a para group, having so many hours every single day. It was just like not manageable. I left in the morning at 7 o'clock and I came home in the evening by 8, 9 o'clock, So you manage your life. There's no time for nothing, in the end of the day. And then having COVID, which brought a lot of like calmness again back into my life, and especially Mind Valley, is about speaking about, believing in the universe and manifestation, was brought closer in that period. But I think sometimes it comes to your life because you don't know anymore where to go, and you seek help, and it's not medical help from doctors, but it's like for your overall well-being. And I think that there was space or room, time for that. And that's where I have opened up, and obviously, you were also part of it because you introduced me as well to that opportunity to work there, because we actually worked and supported that event. And it really, I do a lot of manifestation on a daily basis. Sometimes I have even the overnight manifestation, so it is a big part of my life. And I personally think it has only made me a better person, because you have that strong belief. You believe in karma, what goes around comes around, and you manifest it into the universe and things like that. And has made like more fulfilling, more richer life as well. So it is a big part, and it is a daily part for me. I'm maybe not so consequent as you do. I think you do much more celebration than I do. No, but you celebrate, you do your tea ceremonies and things like that. I'm not there yet. But I bring a lot of appreciation. I appreciate my life. I appreciate my 8 cats.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I appreciate my kids. I appreciate my opportunities. I appreciate my clients, So a lot comes with appreciation and in the end of the day, also manifestation. So I really believe you get what you say and what you think.
Yeah.
So I don't like people around me. They say, "Oh, no, we're not going to achieve our target this month." I just can't stand it. So for me, no, I will only give up at the very last. Like I will never give up. I will do my level best until the last moment, until the month close. That's where But until then, there's no. We will achieve. Because if my mind has given up already, then we will not achieve, So there's things, but it's me now. It's not me thinking that I have to do that. You understand?
The thinking is the feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
You are more in the feeling than in the thinking.
Exactly.
Very good.
Yeah.
And when you said it came closer to me, I had the impression that it came exactly when your readiness was there at the right point.
Yeah.
And maybe before, when you was working so hard and you had to focus on the kids and so on, there was no readiness, and it could have been spilled all over your life. There was no possibility to absorb it somehow. And I think this is for everybody who's taking that path. So I absorbed it also in a period of life where I was ready to absorb it and had also no other way to go but to look at beyond. And that's something I think that's concerning spirituality, also in business. While I combine it, or when I combine it, it's something when I can see where this is kicking in, when somebody is ready.
But do you think, now reflecting in this moment, I think because I was alone, even here alone in the region with my kids, you just have to get on with it and you have to solve it. And I think you and I, we had a conversation about this, that asking for help, allowing help, I never gave me that permission. And I think that also has changed.
Yeah.
I have given myself the permission. I don't need to do it all on myself. I should be, it is okay to ask for help. And also now, Andrea Coquera. So with her, I also had some sessions about going deeper into yourself, looking where's the root cause of some of my behaviors, having that deep conversations, opening up, giving your, really being honest to yourself, reflecting why certain behaviors you exhibit, and then what it causes because you do that, And then in the minute you realize, it actually is the first step for change. And I think that's also the permission to ask for help. I haven't had you were very open. You always ask for help.
I always,
I didn't. I didn't have that. I always felt I can't ask because also in the past when I asked people, nobody was helping, and it was always coming with, well, I do this for you and I want that in return, So I never wanted to be dependent on others, because in the end of the day, I felt often let down by people I was depending on, I asked so many people for help and then they actually didn't deliver the help. But like, for example, Julia, she's so reliable. If I ask her today for help, she will, except that she's not available, she will make her way, she will go out of her way to help me. I haven't had these people in my life before. Now I have them. And that has given.
So that is something also about frequency. You give out this frequency, then you receive it. I don't know why I have this sort of behavior that I'm not hesitating of asking for help.
It's so nice.
But I don't know. I always also not expect everybody to help me who I'm asking. But who I ask, I think maybe I can get only a little bit. And if I'm not getting all of the help to the end, it might have been just a little piece, a little stone, a puzzle piece towards my goal. And I then have to have maybe the second or third person with the same topic. I do this quite often that I overcross. I ask different people with the same challenge. And then I merge it together. Yeah.
But that's a mindset. It's a mindset thing that you open. Like I'm now, or even before, I was always like normally in work life.
Yeah.
I was always open because I know I don't know it alone. And you can't, like, being a leader, I can't change the world alone, you know. So you always have to bring people early into your thinking, evaluate, because everybody has something to contribute, and then together we're so much stronger. And because you have the early engagement, they embrace the idea also on an early stage, and then they will walk with it,
Yes.
In my private life, I didn't have that because I was alone. So I felt left alone. My husband left me, so it's like I felt alone and I didn't have that secure environment around me. And then a few friends I had, often when it was really critical, they weren't there.
Yeah.
So it's, again, for me, new having people like yourself or Julia in my life where I know I can count on them, and no matter what will happen, they will not judge me.
Yeah.
But for that, I think it also needs to be a certain person, personality. You and also Julia, you had a tough lives too, so you went through it, what it means, so that's where your attitude is very different as well.
Yeah, but sometimes there was this one fancy dinner that I initiated because I really wanted to make you feel secure somehow. Excuse me. Because I felt there is kind of a barrier for you to merge in, or I don't know how to explain it really much in words, but there was a gap between deep trust. And I feel always my family is never in a union, unfortunately. if they sit on a table, one goes to the toilet, it's been picked on the same person. So imagine you on a birthday party, you never go to the toilet. Otherwise, you'll be the one who has been picked on. Somehow this attitude my family has, I mean, my born family, my parents. And so they are all good. But that's why I stepped early away from my family. And I always had this sort of attitude that the friends around me are the family that I can actually choose.
Yeah.
And I don't have massive of these people. You are one of them that I count as my family chosen friends. And I wanted to give this feeling to you, and I'm so proud the way that we came now, almost 4 years.
Yeah, and that specific dinner actually again opened up a lot of
knowings about each other.
Exactly.
We understood on a very deeper level. So it's not only business, it's really true a friendship, and I'm so proud of ourselves. And talking about the friendship, let's do this fancy game here. There is these cards. Should we do this?
Yeah. I don't know what it's about.
Just choose a card, and then we have a question.
I have to ask you, or you ask me? So I
we
will
do
ask
it-
you first.
yeah.
Okay. So what do you think I should let go of? Wow.
Okay, what do I think you should let go of? Too much cats.
No.
You have so many cats.
No. I love each of them,
Okay.
8 stray cats.
Yes.
Honestly, you cannot imagine how beautiful it is, because they need so much. I think that's also why I'm still single, because I get so much love, so much attention,
Wow.
and they talk to me all the time. When I come home, I'm never alone,
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I only have one dog, but that's also good.
Yeah.
But cats, I don't know. I am accepting cats. If my children didn't want to have really a cat, then I wouldn't have had cats. But
Have you had cats?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay.
had cats. Even 2. One even came pregnant in our life. I had really the strong feeling I need to keep this cat. I found it on Christmas Eve when my son was actually in the tidal wave in Sri Lanka with my parents on vacation, and I felt at this day that I had to keep this cat because out of grace that my son and my family was not harmed in the tidal wave. Yeah.
But I tell you what I think I should let go of is I'm very passionate, and then I get very loud and very strong. And I think that I need to learn to control
So
more.
you mean a little bit more softness?
Yeah.
You gain a bit more softness and let off this stubbornness that Angela previously had?
Maybe. No, but I know it, and it was given to me. Especially when I work with new clients, they say oh, you're very strong, because because I know what I know. And then I become very defensive on my opinion. And I think
Defensiveness.
not defensive, but I'm very strong. No, I think we need to do it like this, And I think that I have to learn to become a little bit more softer, let it a little bit more go. And, that I would say from a business point of view.
Okay, let me dive in.
Okay.
What is this? What's your most vivid memory from your childhood?
Vivid. What does it mean exactly?
Vivid, lebhaft. Lebhaft, farbenfroh, bewegend.
Oh my God, that's a difficult question. Most vivid experience of your childhood. Wow. Actually, I don't know.
I inspire you. I have one vivid moment of my childhood. And it was a birthday of mine that I felt really loved. And so many times I remember as a child, I felt not loved. Somehow I was always lonely. I was climbing on this tree, sitting on this tree, sitting there by myself, being on the swing, being by myself. playing in the sandbox, being by myself. But in this birthday, I'm born on 2nd of June, and it was my 10th birthday, I remember, that I was having 10 children. So we was even always allowed to get per year some friends at home. So I was allowed to invite 10 children at my age, of course, or people that I liked. So I had 10 friends with me. And we had this in the garden, this table of birthday cake and so on. And everybody was having its place. And on my very side of the table for my birthday cake, there was, I don't know the English word of this flower, flieder.
Oh, Flieder, yeah.
What is the English word?
I don't know.
However, it's a special smelling plant that is only growing in really the spring season for a very short time. And as this must have been a very late spring season, it was then in the beginning of June still available. So all around my plate, there was this flieder sitting around. And I was feeling so blessed because I always felt denied by my bigger sister, and I saw her placing all these flowers around this table and my plate, and then there was this cake my mom had made with the 10 on it, and that was a very vivid moment of my childhood.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think being the second born, and my father was very strict. I was just thinking while you were talking, it was not that there was like amazing experiences, because my father was always like very dominant, and there was a lot always with fear to make something wrong, say something wrong, not behaving right. I had to have short hair all my childhood and whatever. So I don't have like a lot of exciting moments, and I think most exciting it was when I was allowed to go for horse riding camps and stuff like this, so that they allowed us. So summer camps, we went like for several years. I was going on horse riding summer camps. That was amazing. And, when I did jumping, horse jumping and whatever. So that was great.
You still horse ride here?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. We have to go one time together. Let's have another card.
Yes.
Ta-da. So what is on this one? One sentence, describe the home you grew up in. Again, another childhood question.
My mom is my best friend. So I think I was brought up by her with lots and lots of love, which was really, really beautiful. And I think to a certain degree, they were really amazing parents, because they were married on like 63 years, with a sister and so on forth. So, yeah, I think,
okay. Very
For you?
good. For me, it is performance is rewarded. It is rewarded to be eager. Eagerness is rewarded. That's actually,
So I will do a
Go.
So let's see. Angela. Finish the sentence. One small way I can better show up for myself is? One small way I can better show up for myself is?
Always in business. I always show up in business. I always can show better up in business than in...
One small way I can better show up for myself is being punctual, being kind, being open-minded.
I'm always punctual.
I know.
I hate to be unpunctual.
Being late.
Yeah, I always have a time of pufferness so much that it is always going to be on time.
One more?
Yeah, let's go.
What subject is our family most qualified to give advice about? What subject is our family most qualified to give advice about?
Okay, my family advice about construction. They building and they do whatever. And when it comes to construction, this is so funny that is on my forehead is victim written because I always try to avoid. But I have this implanted seeds of something sticked onto me about all of these constructions. So any kind of handyman comes to my home, try to tell me some kind of fairy tales about, what goes and not. I eventually know, but still I don't want to.
For me, it's education.
Education.
Because my mom was a kindergarten teacher. And I think we were always taught about so many things. My father was engineer, and I think school was always a topic, being like education and so on. This is what I do today, We both have a doctor, a PhD. Yeah. And then I'm also a lecturer in some of the universities, specifically for retail. Yeah. So I think it's like education, learning, teaching.
Education for me is a big pile of self-love for me, because it is. It was never given, and in my upbringing, basically. I've grew up in East Germany. There was never education so much in hype. But it was much more a hype if you could farm the field of carrots or so. It was much more appreciated. And also in school, I was never the one who was like said, you're gonna make it really good. It was always said, you can be happy if you finish 10th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, always belittling. I was talking about an old school. I was talking about with an old school colleague not too long ago, some few days. She saw my status of achieving being a PhD, and she said, it's so amazing how far you came. And I said, yeah, and you know what was my biggest motivation? Those teachers who never believed in me. Those who were my biggest motivation. Those teachers who told me, you never learn a second language really good. You never can make a speech in front of a lot of people, because, of course, also I had a very strong Saxonian accent when I was little. Of course, I grew up in East Germany. So, yeah, and that was something that I realized then that is much of a portion of self-love. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. And, congratulations once again.
Shukran, thank you. And again, I'm learning Arabic. This is also something that a lot of people say, that's a hard language, you're not going to do it. I was like, let me show you.
Yeah, exactly. Let me prove them wrong. And I was one of them because I tried it and it's very hard.
Yeah, it is, but it is also fun. Yeah, let's wrap it up, Heike. It was so nice for me to have you here as my chosen family. That's what actually connects us.
Beautiful, and really nice.
You are, I count you to my dearest friend. I know when I call you at night, you're one of the ones who picks up, and the other way around. So I'm very happy to have you, not only as a sister of a chosen heart from another mother, but also as a business sister here, that we can support each other.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here today. Lovely. Learned a lot again today in our conversation. Yeah. And anyone who needs advice, Angela and I, we're certainly here, and we're really happy to help.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.